newborn is not trying to control you. They are not trying to manipulate you. They are not waking up because you have already created a bad habit. And when they want to be held again, even though you put them down only 2 minutes ago, they are not testing you. Your newborn's brain simply works very different from yours. And once you understand what is happening inside a tiny developing brain, they crying, sleeping, feeding, and the constant need for closeness begin to make much more sense. In this video, I'm going to show you what your newborn is actually capable of, what their behavior may be communicating, and how you can respond without feeling that you have to get everything right. Because understanding your baby is not about learning one perfect technique. It's about learning to see the world from your baby's eyes. Hello, I'm Elena, I'm a midwife and psychology student, and here we look at the newborn care through both practical experience and development psychology. Let's begin with the enormous transition your baby has just experienced. Before birth, your baby lived in an environment where temperature was constant. They were continuously supported and surrounded, sounds were softened, light was limited, and food and oxygen arrived without your baby having to ask for them. Then the birth happened. Suddenly there was a bright light, open space, gravity, clothing, hunger, digestion, temperature changes, and unfamiliar sounds. Your baby now has to breathe, feed, digest, stay warm, and process an entirely new sensory world. Brain systems that will eventually help them to manage all these are still developing. A newborn can respond to comfort, but they cannot understand it in the way we adults can. They do not think I'm hungry, but my mother is preparing to feed me, so I can't wait. They simply experience hunger. They do not think I'm tired, and if I close my eyes, I will feel better. They may become more agitated because they do not know yet how to move smoothly from being awake into sleep. It happens when your baby hears your familiar voice, feels your hands around their body, smells you, sucks, feeds, or feels the gentle rhythm of being held and rocked. Your calm presence does not magically stop every cry, but it does not mean you must remain calm every second of the day. It means that over thousands of small everyday interactions, your baby begins to experience a pattern. Something feels wrong, someone comes, something changes. I am not alone. And this is the easiest foundation of emotional security. But babies do not communicate only through crying. Crying is their most powerful signal, but is often only one part of the conversation. Before crying, your baby may be beginning to move differently. They may turn their head away, become tense, spread their fingers, change their facial expression, search with their mouth, bringing their hands towards the face, or becoming increasingly restless. A hungry baby may turn towards touch, near the cheek, also this way, open their mouth, or make sucking movements. A tired or overstimulated baby may avoid eye contact, turn away, become jerky in the movements, and seem unable to settle. A baby who's ready to interact may become quietly alert, look towards your face, and move in a smoother and organized way. These signs are not a secret code with one perfect translation. Turning away does not always mean exactly the same thing. Putting hands into the mouth is not always hunger, and sometimes baby moves from a very small signal to intense crying incredibly quickly. The aim is not to memorize every moment, the aim is to become curious. Instead of immediately asking, how do I stop this behavior? Try asking, what my baby be experiencing right now? I like to use 4 simple questions. First, could my baby be hungry or physically uncomfortable? Second, could my baby be tired or overstimulated? Third, does my baby need help feeling safe and regulated? And fourth, is this behavior different enough from normal that my baby may be unwell? Let's imagine very common situation. It is in the evening, your baby has been fed, the nappy is clean, you have rocked them, walked around the room and tried to put them down. But every time their body touches the mattress, they open eyes and crying begins again. It is very easy to think, what am I doing wrong? Or my baby has become dependent on being held. But from the newborn's perspective, the explanation may be much simpler. They are tired. Their nervous system has processed the entire day of light, voices, movement, feeding, and bodily sensation. They have limited ability to filter stimulation, and the transition away from the warmth body is difficult. They are not making a judgment about your parenting. They are communicating that this transition is more than they can manage alone at that moment. And you can reduce stimulation, lower your voice, dim the light, hold them close, feed if they show hunger cues, and use slow, repetitive movement. Sometimes this will work quickly, sometimes you will need to try several times. Sometimes your baby will continue crying even though you are responding sensitively. That does not automatically mean that you have failed. Responsive care does not mean preventing every cry. It means noticing, responding, and adjusting. You observe your baby's signal, you try something, you watch what happens, and then you continue the conversation. Perhaps your baby turns away and needs a pause. Perhaps they move closer and need more support. Perhaps they settle only briefly. This back and forth process is how you gradually learn your individual baby, and your baby gradually learns you. You may hear people say that babies need to learn to self-soothe. Newborns may show small self-settling behaviors such as sucking, bringing their hands toward their mouth, or changing their position, but their capacity to regulate themselves is still very limited. They first experience regulation through repeated support from other people, and that means you. Responding to your baby's need for comfort is not the same as teaching them that they must always get exactly what they want. A newborn does not yet have the kind of plan, and you cannot spoil a young baby by giving them attention when they need it. At the same time, responsive parenting does not mean sacrificing yourself until you completely disappear. You are part of this relationship too. If the crying is becoming overwhelming, it is okay to place your baby safely on their back in their cot, step away for a few minutes, breathe, or ask somebody for help. And if your instincts tell you that something is not right, ask for help. You know that it's normal for your baby and your concern matters. What does your newborn need from you? Not the perfection, not the ability to interpret every sound correctly, and not complicated schedule that works for every other baby on internet. There will be moments when you understand your baby immediately. There will be also moments when you tried feeding, changing, holding, rocking, and walking, and you still have no idea what they need. That is normal too. A secure relationship is not created by one perfect response. It grows through thousands of ordinary moments of noticing, trying, reconnecting, and beginning again. This idea is the foundation of everything we will explore in this playlist. We will look at crying, newborn sleep, feeding cues, overstimulation, swaddling, attachment, and the small signals babies use before they begin crying. And we will not only ask, what should I do? We will also ask, what might my baby be experiencing? What is their nervous system capable of at this age? And how can I respond in a way that supports both of my baby and me? Because when you begin to see your newborn behavior as communication, your baby does not suddenly become predictable, but they do become much easier to understand. If you want to learn how to recognize the signals that often appear before crying, watch the next video in this playlist, How to Read Your Baby's Cues. And subscribe if you want to practice newborn care explained through psychology, development, and real experience. I will see you in the next video.